Let's go for the next thing. Let's study the characteristic properties of solids. Why it is called as characteristic properties? Because we have seen that it is different than liquid and gases. So first property is solids have definite mass, volume and shape as their particles are compact, close enough. Their mass is definite, their volume is definite, and obviously they are going to have a definite shape as the particles are at fixed position. Intermolecular distance is very less. Particles are close and intermolecular forces are strong. So intermolecular forces keeps the molecules together, and thermal energy is tend to keep the molecules apart from one another. So in case of solids, what we have said, intermolecular forces are strong, particle will come closer. Next property, constituent particles of solids have fixed position. That we have seen, they cannot move here and there, they are compact, hold together by one another, strong intermolecular force. So they only going to have the vibratory motion, they will oscillate at their mean position only. That's the movement they can do. Next properties of solid, they are incompressible and they are rigid because of the compactness. Their density is high because in a small area you are going to have many particles, so density is going to be more than the liquids and gases. They have low rate of diffusion, they will not spread easily, that is called as low rate of diffusion. Next properties of solids. So yes, properties of solids not only depend on nature of constituent particles, but the properties are also going to depend on how that particles are arranged. Their arrangements, it is going to depend on their arrangements and the type of forces. I already told you what type of forces we are going to consider over here. The type of forces which are going to hold that constituent particles together. So both things we will have to consider. So now what we are going to do while studying this chapter, I hope that whatever images or whatever animations that I am going to use while teaching this chapter will surely help you a lot for understanding this chapter. So we will classify the solids. Obviously the name of the chapter is solid state, so we are not going to think about liquid and gases, we will only focus on solids. In the solids also we are going to classify it, and in that we will see that what is the main part that we have to study. Okay, so let's classify the solids depending on the arrangement of their particles, and the second classification that we are going to go for, that will depend on the type of forces which hold the constituent of particles together. So we are going to classify the solids depending on the arrangement of the particles and type of forces that holds the constituent particles together. So depending on arrangement of particles, the arrangement can be definite and indefinite, or we can say that the particles can be arranged in regular manner or particles can be arranged in irregular manner. So we can classify depending on the regular arrangement and irregular arrangement. Okay, and depending on the types of forces we are going to classify it. The force can be molecular force, intermolecular forces, that is dipole, London forces, hydrogen bonding, that we are going to see. The another type of force that we will have, the Coulombic force, electrostatic force, that is called as ionic bonding between the cation and anion. The next one that we are going to study will be the metallic bond. Obviously it will be in the case of metals like iron, copper, and the last one we will see surely the covalent bond. So these classification will be there depending on the types of forces and depending on the arrangement. So let's first go for how solids are classified depending on the arrangement. So regular arrangement and irregular arrangement.